Hello and welcome to the 100 Most Prolific NES Speedrunners July 2024 update. This is our 6-month anniversary. This is an attempt to rank the top speedrunners of officially licensed US PAL released games for the NES. And what a little special stuff here at the end. So, there were no changes, again, to the structure. We are looking to do something, but I haven't done it yet. We made no actual changes this month. So, the only thing that's changed are your guys' runs. And for this presentation, we're going to do the same thing we did last month. We're going to show the updated scores first. How much people have done just in the month, and then we'll look at the overall list. So, who was the most prolific NES speedrunner in June? Guesses in chat. And, yeah, so we've been doing this. This is, again, the 6th month. So far, I believe Zarkonis has won it 3 times, and I think Rylus and Tomcaps have both won it once. So we'll see what we got. Bufflack says Overswarm. Overswarm says Zarkonis. Number 20 is the NES Master. Only had one change, but it was a very significant one. World record in The Little Mermaid. Number 19, Professor Retro. Similar boat, one change is the world record in The Goonies 2. There you go. Number 18, Joe Polito. 2 new games, 699 points. 17 is Oreb 7. 1 new game, 1 world record, 708 points. I forget which one that was. 16, Notorious, plus 5 games, 725 points. He's just been slowly but surely building up on the list here. Number 15 is Shikeke. 2 games, 727 points. Number 14, SBD Wolf. 2 games, 843 points. Does not include his Castlevania world record. That was actually last month. 13 is Pikachu. 3 new games, 978 points. Might have more to come. He is someone who did a lot of speedrunning during the NES Odyssey event. Orbs was ice hockey. Yes, I think I know how you knew that, Tom Cabs. So thank you. Number 12, Smart Alec 24. 3 new games, 1,273 points. Number 11, Joseph H. Tobin Jr. 6 new games, 1,381 points. So he's made progress the last couple of months. Number 10 is Tom Cabs. 5 new games, 1,441 points. Congratulations to Tom Cabs. Number 9 is Fire Broth. 12 new games, 2 new world records, and just over, I didn't update his points, so just ignore that. We'll get back to that later. Sometimes I forget to update things. 8 is Darth Terrail. 7 new games, 2 new world records, and 1,671 points. Not familiar, Darth has been going through the list of basically the NES list in alphabetical order. I always get to a point where I'm like, whoa, he's just doing all of these games, and I realize, oh yeah, that's just where he is in the alphabet. Not all of them, I think just whatever he feels like doing. Number 7 is Mikey Dies a Lot. 4 new games, 1,825 points. If you're not familiar with him, he got the Bayou Billy world record not too long ago, and the Akari Warriors 3 world record. So he's doing some work. He's just a little bit around the outside of people's view so far. Number 6 is Dorito Breath. 4 new games, 1 new world record, 2,197 points. He's been inching up that list too, again, kind of out of the periphery. We have a lot of NES runners who are not heavy streamers, who are making some good progress. Now, number 5 is Ray Dude. 11 new games, 2,455 points. Again, making a ton of progress. Not even a part, like a lot of these people were not really part of the NES Odyssey event. NES Odyssey. I like calling it NES Odyssey. And he's one of them, but he made quite a bit of progress this month. Number 4 is Overswarm, plus 49 new games, 3 new world records, and 3,255 points. Or maybe I should say his world record count went up by 3. There are a lot of cases where people have lost and gained world records this month, to where that world record number is not just new ones. Number 3 is Ryu Hayabusa 89. 15 new games, 3,418 points. Yeah, only 49 games. I think he submitted 72, but some of them weren't new. Or at least that's what he had before, after he got done submitting. So, number 2, drum roll, is Zarkonis. 5 new world records. Again, that is net. I believe he lost multiple world records this month as well, with 3,947 points gained. Very, very solid month from Zarkonis, but it's the first time, he's had 2 months in a row. So our winner of the award this month, the so-called Employee of the Month, is, drumroll, Lack Attack, with 21 new games, 3 new world records, and 4,683 points. Again, the top of this group, maybe a little bit less on Zarkonis' side, but Overswarm, Ryu Hayabusa, and Lack Attack were all super active during the NES Odyssey event. I think Overswarm had the most games. Lack Attack was like was he 5th? 6th? Something like that. Ryu Hayabusa was right up there. A lot of new games from people. So, yeah, no one in the chat thought about Lack. I didn't think about Lack. So, here he gets the very fancy award that I made. I might actually post these in the Discord at some point, because I say I'm giving you an award and then I don't actually give you access to the image. But there we go. Congratulations to Lack Attack. So, let's go to the full list. I'm going to go through the start of this pretty fast. Chessmaster was not counted Overswarm because it happened after the month. I even told you I had updated the list already when that got posted. 100th place is Tarbash. There's a lot of inactivity at the bottom of this list as far as NES speedrunning goes. 99th is Sathresh. I mean, if anyone's hung around Sathresh, he's like at GDQ right now doing the run he's been practicing for a long time. So he's definitely an active runner, but NES Atlas here in 98. So, he made a push to get into the top 100. He's getting closer to falling out. 97th is Ahmad. I believe Ahmad is our only new person. No, that's not true. There's someone else. Well, the other one is Tarbash, who has fallen in and out of the list a few times. Ahmad is new, however. Courtesy, I believe, of that Bucky O'Hare world record, which was technically the month before, but didn't get approved in time for the last update. 96th Enemy. 5th Joka. 94th Bad Breaks. 93rd Psytown. Psytown had a little bit of a come up too. I think it's that Silkworm 3rd place run that was very exciting during NES Odyssey. 92nd was Negativic. And 91 is Bent Glass Tube. 90th, Darkwing Duck SDA. Interesting, had a few new runs added, but lost the Goonies world record, which cost a little bit. 89th is Holly Go Rock. 88th, Hurricane Mixer. 87 is Rayo. 86, Lashara. 85th, Nick B. Go Hard. 84th, Carter 44. 83rd, Neural 89. 82nd, Timmy Shotgun. 81st is Scalty. 80th, Beer Full of Belly. 79th, the Retro Challenger. Oddly went up like 6 positions because a handful of people just lost points that fell behind him. I don't think he's been active. In fact, I think he's just banned off of SRC, so. 78th, Angry Lynx. 77th is Unos. 76, Crit Rocket. 75, Whitman Price. 74, Dracula. 73, PGH Guitar Guy. He took a little bit of a tumble because the Tecmo Bowl world record was taken from him. 72 is Feasel. 71, Bokanon Lives. 70, June's 88. June's actually moved up a little bit on this list because I don't know if it was me or if it was a laggy update, but his world record in TMNT Tournament Fighters didn't make the last update. So I kept him out of the positive points thing from that list because it was actually not last month. I think I made a mistake. So 69th was Slackinator. 68th, Old School McFly. 67th, Laxus. 66th, Orb 7. 65th, Josh Keys. 64th, Dugong. 63rd, Lucha Jim. 62nd, Becco. Find a song that I'm... There we go. I'll do this. 61st song, first 61st was Rot Dog. 60th, X-Ray 662. 59th, Dorito Breath. Look at this gap. That is a gap. There's not a lot of gaps like that at this point. 58th, Rantron Bomb. 57th, Vidtendo. 56th, Jingle Storm. 55th, Sasha Gaming. 54th, Sub Styly. The third, Vesper Video. There are a number of people who actually jumped up on this list into the top 50 recently. 52nd, Zenkaroshi. 51st, KLM1187. Finger went crazy there. 50th, Rayquaza 911. 49th, Firebroth. He went up quite a bit. 48th, Scotty J47. Just a short bit behind actual 47th, which is Ryan Video Gamer at 4 points. 46th, Apollo 22237. Famed werewolf speedrunner. 45th, DNK Cafe. 44th, Garadas 21, or Garadas. 43rd, Cool Kid. 42nd is Precy. He had a few good months, but I think he didn't really improve anything this month. 41st, Zoda Nor. 40th, I Love Mario. 39th, Professor Retro. 38th, Bald Nate. 37th is me. 36th, Canonophone. 35th, Ray Dude. Again, huge come up. 34th, Magic K. A little bit of a gap there, too. 33rd, Old School Rich. 32nd, How Do You Play? 31st is Rylis. Again, just been making tons of progress on this list. 30th, 8 Bits of Joy. I think this is his first time in the top 30. 29th, Joe Polito. 28th, Gray Skull 83. 27th, Joseph H. Tobin Jr. 26th, Super Pit Fro. 25th is Tom Cabs. Congratulations on making the top 25. So speaking of gaps, look at that. It's over 1,000 points. 24th, Angel Undead. 23rd, Yogi DeMonk. 22nd, Hyrexen. 21st, Sin. And now the top 20, drum roll. JSR. 19th is ND Sway. 18th is Chambers N. 17th is Skateman222. I remember he was initially 10th on the first list. So you can start to see where some of the progress has been. And I think Skateman is more or less retired from NES speedrunning. 16th, Stands. 15th, Darth Tyrell. Another huge come up, and we have maybe a small rivalry here with 14th, JKL. As, again, another former top 10 person. He's been mostly inactive the last few months. 13th, Ryu Hayabusa 89. Again, had a really good month. 12th place is Kazakhs. And so for the last few months, 11th place has been sort of a fight between Overswarm and Lack Attack. So we see in 11th place this month we have Spyreal actually fell out of the top 10. So that means we have 3 people who are not initially in the top 10 in the top 10. Here we go. 10th place is Overswarm, which is actually where he was last month. 9th place is Lack Attack. 8th place, White Hat 94. Look how close that is. 7th place is Pikachu. 6th place, NES Cardinality. And I think NESCAR was similar to my situation where I lost just a few points this month. 5th place, Arcus. 4th place, Smart Alec 24. 3rd place, She's Chardcore. Which means, who do we got in second? Who's second, who is first? What do you think, chat? Oh, I hit the button. It's Zarkonis. Oops. And, yeah, there you go. And first place is Toad. Just a little bit now. So, it's, you know, might not be much longer. Of course, we might go one more update before I change things, and it just seems to be anytime somebody beats Toad, I have to change stuff. Although I think the change actually benefits Zark a lot, too. Now, even more stats. The highest rank increases into the top 100 as listed above. Again, June's I put an asterisk by because I messed him up on the... Okay, that sounds terrible. I messed up the ranking last month for him. So, he should have already been in there. Oh, here we go. This is a good song. Ray Dude also went up 18 spots. Dorito Breath up 17 spots. Ahmad, Oreb, and Firebroth all go up 9. I normally don't care too much about outside of 100, but it was pretty easy to find where he was. In Ryo Hayabusa, this jump might be just as impressive as any of the other ones because there's significant gaps between these people. So up to 13th. Most new runners per game. I had to shrink the font for the 3s because there were so many. Tetris. Overswarm is proclaiming July as Take Zarkonis' World Records month. He took a couple of mine recently, you know. Tetris was 12, Super Mario Brothers 11. This one's already there. 6th is Home Alone and Contra. 4 were Duck Hunt, Galaga, Little Samson, and Super Mario Brothers 2. And I'm not going to read all these. But a whole lot of these, this is likely where the NES Odyssey influence comes in. A lot of people picking up new runs. We need some more of those Donkey Kong Junior Math runs, though. Come on, people. Donkey Kong Junior Math should lead this list every month. Yeah, for NES Odyssey, a bunch of people just did Home Alone because it was an excuse to do it. Tom Cab says, we need to protect Toad from the evil Zarkos. This is the world record list. Again, NES Cardinale lost 6 world records. Again, he's gained one of them back, but Chardcore lost 3. I lost 3. Zark had the biggest come up, again with the +5. Lack Attack had +3. He's now tied for 5th with White Hat. I messed up the color on JKL's name, apparently. Yeah. You know Overswarm, if I start including other games on this list, Zark has around 30 world records in homebrew games. Maybe more than that. It's gonna get real ugly. And yeah, you can see the rest of the list here. There's still a lot of pooling in the world records at the top, but quite a few. And some people, like I know Darth Tyrell, I think moved up a little bit there. Pikachu got a couple more. And now, the special part of the presentation. What makes this special? It's been 6 months. Who has improved their score the most? So, 25th on this list is Joseph H. Tobin Jr. So, yeah, feel free. Tell me in chat who's got the highest point increase. Throw them out there. 24th is Professor Retro. I didn't put world records on this list because I don't know... I didn't track them for the first one, and I would feel weird just doing it for 5 months if I'm doing everything else for 6. 23rd is Precy. 22nd is Darth Tyrell. And look at these score totals. Like, 100th place is in the 6,000s, I think, right now. So, 21st is Natorius, who, again, is not in the top 100. That is getting pretty close. 20th place is NES Atlas. A lot of this was one huge push, too, a few months ago. 19th is Shikeke, who, you know, I mentioned before, people who came from 0 points. He's the other one. Had no official speedruns when I first did the list, although he has some backdated from behind when I started. So, you know, making a decent amount of progress. Top 100 soon, maybe. 18th, Cytown. He had another just 1 month where he made a ton of progress, and it's been kind of just slowly picking up things. Fellow prolifics, baby. Alright. 17th is Scotty J47. He's got his own, you know, conquest to speedrun, all sorts of stuff, and he's doing this on his own, but he's popping up on the list quite a bit. 16th is Smart Alec. Again, the 41 games being a measure. I don't have an individual list for the presentation for that, but you can kind of figure it out as we're going through here. 15th, 8 Bits of Joy, 8 games, 5,000 points. 14th is myself, 14 new games, almost 6,000 points. I should add, there will be people on here that their points to games won't make sense. This is because of improvements. I've improved a lot of games without learning a lot of new games. But there's also point changes changes I made to the formula have benefited some people more than others. There was one change in particular that helped people who had a lot of world records. So you'll see that specifically with me and NES Cardinality a little bit, who's still to come. There we go. She's Chardcore, 30 new games, 7,339 points. She's someone who was initially benefited and then hurt by a change, so might have actually gained more points than that for effort. Second, it's supposed to be at one time. That's weird. Or excuse me, 12th place is Vesper. And Vesper didn't really speedrun until this started. He had some times on boards, but he didn't really speedrun until we started this. So that's a pretty good come up. 11th place, Dorito Breath. 13 new games, 7,800 points. So, and what you're going to see out of the rest of this list, for the most part, these are people who are paying attention to prolifics and putting in effort, in part because of it. 10th place is Ray Dude, 35 new games, 8,300 points. And he didn't start right away either. I think he started picking up some stuff in February. Overswarm, 72 new games, 9,480 points. Huge chunk of that this month. 8th place, JKL, 21 games, 9,500 points. I think he actually broke 10,000 point increase in the first month, and then it's just had formula changes and just a sort of a natural degradation because he lost some world records and he hasn't been speedrunning since then. He is a fast runner now instead of a speedrunner. 7th is Ryu Hayabusa, 32 games, 10,141 points. Pretty solid right there. Again, had a huge month this last one. 6th, Zoda Nor, 14 games, 10,345 points. Excuse me. He had 2 or 3 months where he put in a lot of effort, and he is someone who has tried to keep his points per game average as high as possible. But he's been mostly inactive the last couple of months. 5th, NES Cardinality, 6 games, 10,751. Again, in his case, some of this is the changes I made benefited him a lot to the way the points work. And some of it, too, is just that he has so many world records that anytime somebody submits a game in a game you have a world record in, it has the... Unless it's one of the most popular games, you tend to gain a boost from that. So he's gained a lot without necessarily exploring a lot of new games. But I think all 6 of these games he got the world record in. 4th place, Lack Attack, 44 new games, 11,156 points. The biggest month he had was this last one, but I know he's been working on his own Mission NES, which factored into the thing that was done before this was all created. So got the lack spin emote in chat. 3rd place is Vrylis, 86 games, 12,000 points. Again, I don't think Vrylis was here in the first month a whole lot, but his pace has picked up. He's been doing a lot of work and cleaning up a lot of games, learning a lot of stuff. 2nd place is Tom Cabs, 30 new games, 16,095 points. Again, that's from 0. He is somebody who didn't do any NES speedrunning before we started this, so... So yeah, you can see it's, you know, the increase, huge increase, and then number 1, this is not going to be a surprise, Zarkonis with 112 new games and over 30,000 points since we started. So congratulations, Zarkonis, for getting the half-year award, which it doesn't actually exist. So there we go. The highest rank increases. People who started in the top 100, myself, I'm first, which is kind of surprising, but it also, I have to remember, some of my bigger push to learn new games actually happened before this list started. To explain something that other people have already heard, when we started this, I actually was just learning a bunch of NES runs in the same month I was working on this to test it. Because I wanted to see how this actually impacted points in a real life effort. I probably did a lot more than I needed to, and also get an idea about metas and stuff like that, because I didn't want the whole process to be like easily manipulated. Like there's certain games that are just so much better to run than others. That still kind of exists, but I'm trying to make it not so obvious and not such a massive difference. So Scotty J47 has moved up tremendously. Come on. This should work. Zarkonis has moved up 20 spots from 22nd to 2nd. Ryu Hayabusa's went from 30th to 13th. Precy 58th to 42nd. 8 Bits of Joy 46th to 30th. JKL says 28th to 14th, but he was actually 10th at one point. Or was it 9th? Did he? No, he was 10th and Zark was 9th after the first month, I think. Here's the list of people who were outside the top 100 who made it into the top 100 as of this. Tarbash, who has bounced around in this, came up when I changed the point system after the first month, and it's just kind of drifted away. He's inactive, so he will probably disappear off of this list entirely soon, because we actually have a lot of people. Not a lot of people, but there's like the next 20 spots out have about 10 people who are active, and I expect to jump into the top 100 soon. But NES Atlas is 98th, the Mod 97th, Bad Breaks 94th, Scytown 93rd, Darkwing Duck 90th. His was more an error on my part because it's harder to figure out where his runs are. A lot of the people who don't use SRC, there's a way I can figure out their stuff. His suffered from the fact that his Twitch page timed out and I wasn't able to scroll all the way down to find every miscellaneous thing he did. So, Lashara 86th, Oreb 66th. You can see Dorito Breath, Vesper, Zodanor, Raydude, Vrylis, and Tomcab. So there's been plenty of penetration into the top 100 by people who weren't initially on the list. That's 14 people, and I know both Notorious and Aaron Truitt both specifically made pushes to get here who haven't yet. I think Aaron Truitt's been having fun with his new puppy, and Notorious he's getting there. He's close. But I know like NES Atlas had a push to do that, Vesper had a push to do that, Scytown had a push to do that, and it's if you put a concentrated effort in, you will get here. So other cool facts: the award winners up to now. January was Arconis, barely beating out JKL. February was Tomcabs, and I don't think that one was terribly close. Great song. March was Vrylis, and then we had 2 months of Zarkonis, and June was Lack Attack, just edging out Zarkonis. So the number 1 spot has been Toad every month except in March 24 when Cheese Charcor took the top spot, but it changed the point structure, put Toad back up top. But for how much longer? Because again, Zark is not that far away, and we got a couple of hard charging people if they keep up the efforts. You know, I know there was a special event, but you know, Lag Attack and Overswarm are making a lot of progress. You have Ryu Hayabusa, who has been putting a ton of effort too. We got a bunch of people who's it's been at the initial list, there was quite the gap between like everything outside of the top 20 and to getting to the top 10, and that gap has been disappearing. So maybe we'll see that happen, but just want to say thank you to everyone who watched the video. I'll make all of this, all of the nuts and bolts available here shortly. Once I upload this video, I'll put it with the YouTube video, and then I'll let everyone who is in chat currently know what we're up to. So, no, I've already discussed one major change we might do. I mentioned it in the last video. I'm not going to bring it up again, and it still needs some work. So, thank you to everyone, and you know, stay prolific.